Come to me. I love when it does that. Welcome back to IGN Live at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm Brian Altano. This is Marty Sleva, and we've got Melissa, Job, and Dennis from Telltale.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you? High energy.
Good.
Now we can bring it in a little bit and talk about the dark, horrible things that will happen in the new Walking Dead that you guys are making.
Yeah.
I'm very scared what you're going to do to all these poor characters who you haven't killed yet, but you probably will soon.
I heard a rumor that everything's gonna be fun.
We don't comment on rumors or speculation.
This one's a comedy.
Yeah.
There's unicorns. Oh, whoops.
Wonderful.
Spoiler.
So where do we start? We're kicking off the third season this fall. We revealed this thing at E3, right with you, sir, actually,
was
on your
you.
stage at E3.
It seems so long ago.
Well, it was barely a month.
Here we are again.
And here we are again.
Have you finished it now?
Yeah, it's all done, all 5. Yeah, we're totally ready. But this time I brought some really awesome people. So this is Dennis Lennart, the creative director on Walking Dead. He's been working on Walking Dead since 2011.
Rivers.
And you might not recognize her, but Melissa is Clementine. Voice.
There's a little bit of an age, difference between me and Clem.
No, I see the similarities.
Yeah.
I mean, what has it been like for you? I mean, Clementine started as this sort of, tragic, defenseless girl who, lost her parents, but has now had to evolve in season 3 into sort of she's accepting the lead role of having to be a protector. What has that been like?
It's been such an awesome journey, especially to do work. I mean, I've done a lot of work with Telltale, but because of the amount of seasons now and the time that I've spent with her and her growing and the whole process, it's been such a cool experience. And I feel so close to the character, which in games, you don't get that a lot. You go in, you record, you do some death scenes or whatever. So it's, I'm super excited for season 3, and it's been far too long. When I got in the booth, it was just, like,
It all just comes back to you?
It does. Again, just to spend so much time with a character is a precious thing in voiceover. That's, why we got into the business in the first place. So I'm Gollum all of a sudden. Sorry.
I mean, voice actors are kind of like Gollum, if we're going to be real.
I think there is something specifically magical happening over there in those booths. I remember seeing the videos of Dave Fennoy crying.
Yeah.
You don't really get a lot of that. I think like the way the video game voice acting we grew up with was a lot of like Jill Sandwich and like, get us the key, we've got to push the block. And it's getting so much more sophisticated.
Good.
Thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're
hired.
If you're casting a 90s video game, here we are. But you've been able to sort of categorize the way Clementine's growing up in that she felt almost cocky for a little bit there. I think she lost a lot. Not going to spoil anything. You should definitely play those games. But she had this way of sort of being like, okay, I've got a gun now. Don't bother me. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
To then sort of like showing vulnerability again.
Yeah.
How do you find that character?
Again, I think it has a lot to do with spending so much time with her and the writing. I mean, the writing on this game it's insanely good. There's not even, when we're in the studio, it's not like, all right, just improv a couple of takes. Like it's just so nailed down that it's been so easy to develop this character. And this is totally flattering myself right now, but I feel like I kind of have some similarities to Clementine, or I like to think that when I was younger, I have similarities to her personality, so it's kind of easy for me to hone it in. Again, that's totally flattering, because I don't think I was nearly as awesome and cool
You've
as
also
Clementine.
both killed.
Yeah, and there's that.
There's that too.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, we've been with Clementine for the better part of 4 years now, but we also have a second playable character in season 3. Can you tell us a little bit about Javi?
Yeah, so one of the things that we're trying to do with the new season is continue Clementine's story, but also tell it from a different perspective. So, it's like we were talking about earlier, you play as Lee, kind of the father figure in season 1. Season 2, you're direct controlling Clementine, trying to keep her safe, trying to help her kind of grow up to be someone who can survive on her own. And when we were talking about what to do with the third season, one of the things we thought was really interesting was going a little bit older with Clementine, because we were all just curious to see kind of what that character would be like, and then getting to have a kind of like a peer relationship with her. So you've never really had that before in these games. And so in this one, Javier is kind of our entry point to a character that allows us to explore a different side of Clementine. But it's also his story in a lot of ways as well. And
it kind of works more as a new beginning. We've been saying that, this third season which still may not even be called season 3. We're still sort of working on a title, maybe not.
What if you just say the title now so we can write it as a cool news story?
Season 5.
Yeah, you can make up the title right now, Marty. We'll go with whatever you want.
What if we just do season 4? Trick some people.
There you go.
Yeah, what?
Season 3 was killed off.
Unlucky season 3.
But if you aren't caught up with seasons 1 and 2, if you're going to replay them, or if you're just rolling into the series now, it's this new entry point where, if you aren't familiar with Clem, having that relationship from a whole new perspective, from someone who doesn't know her, gets to know her and find out more about her backstory, and really sort of having that door open for both sides was something we definitely wanted to do. And at the same time, we're working in both directions. So if you've played all the way through season 1 and 2, every decision you've made and all the different paths that the second season could have landed on, we're paying off on all of those and all the stories and all the different ways that Clem could have been set out in this direction. So
It's really complex to make.
yeah,
There's always 5 things you're trying to do at any given time, as opposed to like season 1. It's like dangerous situation, protect this little girl, or season 2, stitch up your own arm.
Yeah.
Fun
Yeah.
times.
That was great.
Oh, fun times. Yeah.
It
That old
was
chestnut.
fun, actually.
Well, it almost started to feel like, as longtime players, we're almost bringing our own baggage with us now too, because it's like, oh, those are the decisions we made. We're still holding on to them years and years later now. So it's kind of interesting that you guys have, or at least are trying to figure out a way to bring in new players without them feeling like they missed out a lot.
Definitely. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it'll work if you haven't played and come in now and then go backwards and then kind of check it out again and find out more about Clem.
That's super cool. So, Melissa, I don't know if you know, Telltale is also making a Batman game. I don't know if anyone watching the stream knows that Telltale's making a Batman game.
Surprise!
As of right now, do you have a voice in that game?
No.
If you were to voice a character in the Batman universe, who would you like to voice?
Well, gosh.
Is that a character?
Oh gosh,
Evil villain, gosh.
that's the name of the weird coin in the back.
He fights some weird dudes, so I'm not
Head
sure.
It says
sidekick,
gosh,
gosh.
gosh. Batman. No,
Wow.
no, the Joker. I've always said this. I would love to be the Joker, but I mean not like like a female version of the Joker. I want to be the Joker.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. It's an awesome. It's one of those roles. It's like, God, they need to write one of those for the ladies. There needs to be some of those,
Hey,
like,
DLC.
without it like being as sexy, like I'm the Joker. You know what I mean? Like, crazy.
Yep.
I also like the idea of sexy Joker.
Yeah. That's kind of what Harley Quinn is, right?
Sexy Joker.
Yeah.
I think
And
I
she's
saw a
cute,
few of
and
those
she's
on the
fun.
show floor.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that is the #1 cosplay of San Diego
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
I'm excited for you to voice Joker.
Me too.
Yeah, confirmed.
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 End of story.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
I just
Email
want you
Joe,
can
have
laugh
Joe
at
deny
Troy
it.
Baker. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
his
There you
face for a
go.
couple hours.
Yeah.
Now we're going to look
Right.
like amateurs when we actually do that.
Yeah,
When
right.
people
Yeah,
go back to
yeah.
this interview.
Yeah, there you go. So what's sort of the timeline? We have episode 1 of The Walking Dead coming out.
It's premiering this fall, so we're still working on it. We can never give an exact time frame until we're really kind of clear and done. We're still
Moments.
working on it now. We play our games for the first time in script form. It's always writing first. It's always story first. We'll all gather in a big screening room and just put words up on a screen, and we'll play through it D&D style until we produce a single asset or a single character model. So we're really, really obsessive on story and making sure we get it right. So we kind of work in a little bit of a different way than I think a lot of other developers, and we work live. So
Yeah.
the first episode is going to kick off this fall. You'll be able to download it on your consoles, mobile, tablet, PC, Mac, and we're also going to have a retail disc as well. If you want something on your shelf to put in your box and download video games.
Shelves anymore. I'm done with shelves.
Shelves?
I'm done with
I
it.
don't have shelves in my room. It's just a bunch of DVDs stacked on the floor.
I never want to see your apartment.
This apartment's wonderful.
It sounds like something from The Walking Dead.
It's fine. There's nice things there. Is season 3 on the? So you're debuting a new engine with Batman, correct?
Yeah, it's our engine kind of amped up for 2016. We've just added so many more lighting effects and just a lot of visual polish, and you can see it in Walking Dead. The first 2 seasons, the objective was kind of to have the series look like moving pages of the comic book.
Yeah.
And it's in color, but for this 3rd season, it's more like building moving covers of the comic book, which are always a lot more detailed. But we're just scaling up everything, and everything's going to be running a lot smoother, and it's really kind of kicking everything up a notch. But Batman will kick it off, and this third season of Walking Dead. I don't know if you saw some of the screens or if we can cut to them or not, or if there's a producer saying, no, we don't have them ready. But
No, that's what the producer's saying. Yeah.
no, sorry, we weren't
Angrily.
expecting that.
We're out of money.
That angry producer. Yeah.
Telltale won't let us take down the Batman ads.
So in the past, obviously, zombies, walkers, whatever you want to call them, tremendous threat in this game. But human characters are infinitely more terrifying. And you had Michael Madsen, who I won't get into that. Do you have any sort of like villain-like characters that we can talk about for the new game?
That we can talk about?
Yeah.
Vagaries.
Vegas. Here's what we'll tell you is. What should we tell
So
them?
I'll say like the interesting thing for us is, we did the Outbreak story in season 1. Season 2 is a little bit after that. We're jumping ahead a bit more to be kind of closer to the timeline of the comics right now. So we're really trying to go all in on like what is the world like several years in after the outbreak, and obviously there's good people have formed places where they have survivors and are helping, and there's other people who might have slightly colored intentions who also have bigger groups now, and sort of people are starting to kind of rebuild in this weird lawless world where you can kind of, if you can get a group of followers, you can kind of just make the world what you want it in your own little pocket. So we're definitely exploring every avenue we can with that, and just finding like what's things that actually might make sense for a motivation for a person. Like one of us would say like, oh, I could kind of see how I would do that, and a few years after the outbreak, and then we're like, I could also see that going really badly.
And it's really just a lot of establishing what is the new normal.
Yeah.
And this third season butts up right against where the comics are now. And another thing we can say is, when the first season kicked off, the characters were all sort of down in Georgia, down around Atlanta, kind of making their way up through the Carolinas in the second season. And there was a lot of speculation when we revealed that trailer on, where are they? Where's that alleyway? I heard people guessing it was in Boston or in Texas. And we can say it is definitively in a little closer to Virginia.
All right.
This is really good
So if you're
vagarizing
Yeah.
going on here.
I like
by
you
the
say
way.
definitively
maybe Virginia.
Vaguely,
Definitively
it's in the
somewhere
Virginia
on the
area, so
East
it's closer to where I'd say the rest of the characters in the comics are now.
So when can people play Walking Dead? Definitively doesn't have a
Definitively
title for
vaguely.
the season yet.
You can play it this fall. We'll be premiering this year.
About a month.
Which month?
Definitively, vaguely.
The leaves
What
might
was
still
that?
be turning colors.
He said October 31st.
You did. Halloween.
No, he didn't.
Happy
That was a lie.
Halloween.
That was a lie.
That's a lie. We'll be telling much more lies right here on our Comic-Con live show at IGN all weekend long. Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited for this
thanks for
new
having
game. Comic-Con San Diego, IGN, you're already in the right place. Don't move. That's a threat.